In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, my dear friends and fellows, look. Now, there is a kind of conflict going on. The conflict with other people, almost all of us, or most of us, or many of us, we are in conflict with someone else upon one thing or the other thing. Upon one thing or the other thing, there are problems, there are conflicts, there are disagreements, and there are, either because of our ego or because of any other problem, there are issues with someone else. This is very common. These conflicts are very common. These disagreements are very common. These disputes are very common. Now some of the people are of the view that I can fight this person and I can solve my problem. I can solve my problem and I can somehow teach a lesson to another person, and that is how I can do all that. I believe that this approach is a wrong one. Why is this approach a wrong one? The reason is that if at all I do have some power, but it does not mean that the other person does not have a power. They too have the power. If at all we can take certain action, they too can take certain other action against us as well. I think this is the reason that we need to avoid all that, and we need not to be so impatient or be desperate. We should not become angry, and we should never ever think that I can teach a lesson to another person, the person who is in conflict with me. I can solve this problem because by using the force, because I'm a forceful person, because either I'm physically more powerful or I'm more powerful as per the influence or the financial resources are concerned. I think all of these approaches are absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. A person which apparently looks weaker than us, they might not be weaker than us at all. Maybe they do have certain powers which we are not well aware of, and once they come to use that particular post, that particular power, that particular resource, we might have to we might have to be on our knees, and we might have to beg that stop fighting please and let's negotiate. I'm ready to cooperate. I think before any situation like that does arrive, it is far more important that we opt for the negotiation, for the peaceful negotiation, and never ever try to force your solution upon another person, because that is quite dangerous in the sense that the other person never ever underestimate the power of another person. I think they are not as weak, they might not be as weak as we are considering them. They might be somewhat strong, but we need to understand, and we need to, if at all we are negotiating with them, while during those negotiations we can also keep assessing what their powers are. And as far the morality is concerned, despite knowing that they are not so strong, I think it will be wrong for us to somehow to push them, and push them so back that their back is against the wall and they are unable to move further back. Never ever underestimate the power of the other person. The other person might have certain power beyond my information, beyond your information. And still there is another thing. Another thing is that some of the people, they because once they are pushed too back, they take the desperate measures, and they don't care what sort of losses and troubles they are going to face here, and they too do take the certain desperate action. Also, if at all somebody does force another person, but one person must not remember that the life I'm living here is not forever, and sooner this life is going to end. And if at all if this life does end, what is going to happen? I will be examined, and there will be kind of trial in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I do have to appear there. I cannot I cannot deceive those people, and I cannot deceive those people who are going to do the justice in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I cannot cheat them as well. So I am of the view the best ever way is the negotiation, and never ever underestimate the power of another person. Never ever underestimate the power of another party, and never ever feel arrogant, never ever feel so proud of your power, your influence, your financial resources, or anything like that. And don't become, don't become, don't be a conceited person. Don't be a conceited person at all. It is the humility, and it is the moderation, and it is the negotiation that suits us, and nothing more at all. Thank you.